There was a time when the earth breathed in silence. A time before men, before memory, when the world moved only to the rhythm of wind and sun. In that distant age, Patagonia was a vast cradle of heat and light. Forests rose like green tides, and the plains shimmered beneath an eternal summer. Life there did not simply exist. It surged, wild and unrestrained. Colossal herbivores marched across the land like moving mountains. Ancient birds circled above the treetops, their wings carving through the heavy air. And beneath the shadows of giant ferns, predators waited in silence. From the depths of the forest, a figure emerged, titanic, deliberate, unstoppable. The ground trembled softly beneath its steps, as though the earth recognized its ruler. Giganotosaurus walked with the calm certainty of a living storm. But even giants begin as fragile sparks of life. In a shallow nest warmed by the southern sun, a shell cracked open. A hatchling emerged, small, trembling, vulnerable. Its first instinct was not to hunt, but to hide. Years passed, and the young shadow grew. Its small frame stretched into long, powerful limbs, shaped by hunger and survival. The creature that once hid beneath the ferns now towered over the very plants that sheltered it. Its body extended past 12 meters, a slow-growing monument of muscle and instinct. Its weight swelled to 6 tons and more, each kilogram earned through struggle. But size alone was never enough to make a hunter. It learned the plains the way rivers learn the land, with patience carved into every movement. It listened to the trembling earth when herds of titans marched across the horizon. It tasted the wind, reading the distant scents carried for miles. It memorized the rhythms of dawn and dusk, when shadows stretched like long fingers across the grass. Within its skull, nearly 1.5 meters long, thought sharpened like a blade. Its teeth, curved like obsidian knives, reached 20 centimeters in length. These were not tools for crushing bone, but for slicing through the flesh of giants. When it opened its jaws, the world glimpsed a crescent of living knives. But giants are not hunted in a single day. The young hunter started small, stalking the swift herbivores of the underbrush. It lunged, failed, lunged again, each attempt carving skill into its body. It learned the weight of its own mass, how to pivot, how to let its tail guide its balance. At full sprint, it could reach 50 kilometers an hour, the plains shaking beneath its steps. And slowly, instinct became precision. Precision became confidence. And confidence, at last, became dominance. One season, storms rolled in from the western mountains, and the plains changed. Rivers swelled, turning pathways into mud and slowing even the mightiest of giants. In that shifting world, the hunter reached its true size, 13 meters of honed power. Its muscles rippled beneath the rain, each movement a quiet declaration of dominance. At dawn, fog blanketed the valley like pale smoke rising from an ancient fire. Through that fog, A herd of Argentinosaurus moved, living towers swaying in the morning light. One of them limped, slowed by age or injury. The hunter lowered its head, nostrils flaring as it tasted the scent of weakness. From the tree line, other shadows stirred, silent shapes, moving with uncanny purpose. Not a pack, but a convergence of instincts, a shared hunger older than memory. Together, they approached the limping titan. The ground quivered beneath the giant's desperate steps. The first strike was swift, a slash of teeth across flesh as thick as bark. Blood steamed in the cold morning air. But the hunters were patient. They did not attack to kill, but to exhaust. Hour after hour, they bled the titan until its strength collapsed beneath its own weight. When it finally fell, the plain shuddered as if the earth itself exhaled. In the seasons that followed, the hunter wandered across vast territories. It traced rivers that twisted like silver threads across the landscape. During the wet season, the world became a chorus of insects, storms, and distant roars. During the dry season, dust rose like ghosts, and the air shimmered with heat. Everywhere it wandered, smaller creatures fled at the mere whisper of its presence. Life at the top was never peaceful. It was earned through constant struggle. Rival males clashed during breeding seasons, their roars tearing through the forest canopy. Their bites left deep scars, pale lines across their flanks that told stories of survival. One broken rib, healed crookedly, marked a battle it should not have survived. Yet it endured, because the world allowed no weakness. But time spares no titan. As the years passed, the hunter's breaths grew heavier, its steps slower. Its once sharp vision blurred, and its muscles no longer rippled with the strength of youth. It hunted less, scavenged more, drifting along riverbanks where the weak survived longest. The world around it changed, forests thinned, prey grew scarce, and new predators emerged. And slowly, the age of giants dimmed. One day, the great hunter lay down beneath a dying tree as the sun bled across the horizon. Its breaths faded, its heartbeat stilled, and its shadow vanished from the land it once ruled. Its bones sank into the soil, carried slowly into the deep silence of time. And millions of years later, only fragments remained, echoes of a life too vast to remember. But the wind of Patagonia still whispers its name. For there was a time ruled by Giganotosaurus,